The Beginning, an Old Testament Journey, episode 56. Today I want to focus on Joseph, one of Israel's youngest sons. This is going to be covering references from Genesis 37 through 41. We're going to be talking about the things that Joseph was blessed with and his spiritual gifts, and the opposition that he faced in his life. We're going to start with the opposition. First off, his brothers hated him, especially when their father Israel gave Joseph the coat of many colors, which was an elaborate gift at the time. They also hated him because Joseph would tell them about the dreams that he was having, that he would be their ruler. They even plotted against Joseph to kill him, tossing him into a pit. Joseph was then retrieved later, not by his brothers, but by travelers, out of the pit and eventually sold as a slave in Egypt. In Egypt, he was sold to the house of Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's top guards. Potiphar's wife then tempts Joseph to lay with her. Now, Joseph didn't do this, and instead he ran the other direction, but Potiphar's wife told Potiphar, and Potiphar cast Joseph into prison. Joseph then, while in prison, was forgotten about by some gentlemen, specifically Pharaoh's butler, when Joseph had predicted his future and that he would be restored to his position. Now, for Joseph's qualities and the spiritual gifts that he received, he was favored of the Lord and his father. He was given this rich coat of many colors. He was a seer through his dreams and was able to break down dreams and understand and interpret their meaning. He was of Israel's old age, and this is why Joseph was so favored. You can find that in chapter 37, verse 3. Joseph shared his dreams with his brothers and was given dreams that were revealing what was coming in the future. He was sold to the house of Potiphar, which was a great gift. He was given a lot of responsibility over Potiphar's house and was able to prove himself to Potiphar. Joseph prospers at every step of the way in Egypt through all of the difficulties that he faces, whether in Potiphar's house, in prison, or under the guide and direction of the Pharaoh. Joseph was blessed to be able to understand and interpret the dreams of several men that were thrown into prison, 2 guards and a butler, as well as one of Pharaoh's bakers. The Lord continues to be with Joseph throughout all of his trials and difficulties, and I believe this is because Joseph continued to turn to the Lord. Joseph prospers in prison. This was incredible because Joseph was placed over prisoners while he was in prison. Eventually, the butler remembers Joseph, and Pharaoh calls for Joseph after having these dreams that no one can explain to him. Pharaoh then hires Joseph basically to be his right-hand man and prepare for the 7 years of good harvest and the 7 years of famine. Joseph, being blessed with this knowledge, preserves many in Egypt and surrounding countries who come to Egypt later to receive food and substance during a difficult time of famine. What can you learn about Joseph in your own life? How can you compare how Joseph handled his difficult circumstances within your own life and turn to the Lord? Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.